basically comprises of three things, that is skill, knowledge, and attitude. Right? But it is somehow teachers has to decide the attitude, knowledge, and skills of students. Then only we can ask them to be according to their competency. They should be asked to do that work. And in that case, ultimately students keep and here that in this education, this learning basically, this skill is basically done at the learner's pace, not at the teacher's pace. Normally, what we do, for example, if I am teaching a lesson, it depends upon whether I complete the lesson as per my understanding. But here in this case, competency-based education, students will complete that on their pace. What attitude basically they carry towards a particular work, and how much knowledge they have on that particular topic, and with those attitude and knowledge, how much skill, this ability of that kid to apply that will be decided by the student. Only teachers are going to be not the instructor. Teachers are going to be the basically guide of acting like a coach. They will guide them at a particular sense. And here, large skills are basically broken down into competencies depending upon students' competency, the learner's competency, which have, and yes, that competencies will follow some sequence. Surely, a student should know ABCD, then only student can go for apple. And now come to this. So here the competencies are designed in such a manner that the total effect of that competency should be synergistic. That is, the effect of individual effort, yes, competency should be, the effect of that difference should be greater than the sum of parts. And in case of the traditional way of teaching nowadays what we do, basically it is teacher-centered approach. So we are unable to know whether students are competent or they are just a mere spectators over there. They are not, and even they are hesitant to ask, yes, I don't understand, or that I don't understand, something like that. Because in class, after reaching class 9 or 10, they cannot accept in the front of every student, yes, I don't know LCM. They have, so that way also they feel shy enough to say that. And overall, competency-based education is not a product; it is a process which will continue for the lifetime of the learner. It goes like this. And coming to the second slide, what is the basically purpose of CBE, the competency-based education? It measures student learning rather than time. Now, in traditional education, we focus on the time. For example, in March comes, we believe session is going to get over. Whether you know or you don't know, you have to sit in the exam. Now, in case of CBE, it is exam should also be conducted in the manner that how much students, in which skills they are competent. Only in that skill they are going to give that exam. And it harnesses the power of technology for teaching and learning. Surely, in the beginning, when teachers have to design that competency for each individual learner, teachers really have to do the more hard work. As in case of traditional teaching, we start from what we know. But in case of this CBE, teachers have to really focus on individual students. And yes, if they put that skills into the computers, the advantage of if they put that in computers, not specifically if you use technology, it becomes digitized. Digitized means if once you put that data into computers, forever it will be in the computers. And then in the later classes also we can use that technology. Not every batch we don't have to do that. But in the beginning, teachers have to do more hard work onto that. And third one, fundamentally it changes the faculty role. Normally, till now, what we do, it is the teachers doing it for the students, but here in case of CBE, students, we will encourage them that you can do it on your case and you take time as per your requirement. And yes, and what are the various processes, steps to implement competency-based education? It goes like this. First, we need to choose a learner on whose competency we are going to measure. It is, we have to define the role for them, and even the function division, how much work that kid will be able to do. Some may be able to do maybe just a lesson, some may be able to do 2-3 lessons, so that way we have to divide it. And some may be able to even cope up with the whole. Okay, that in case of intelligent students, for example, they are studying in class 5, but they are able to understand class 6 content, so surely they will be able to look after a whole content of class 5. That way, here I have written entire organization, but it should be the entire syllabus. That way. And yes, identify desired competencies. Some may be good in science, some may be good in arts, and that way we have to design their competencies. And yes, we need after that we need to do gap analysis. Yes, whatever targets we have set for them, and how much they are able to attain within the specified time, whatever teachers will specify for them. And then later on, after the completion of that time period, we need to do the gap analysis. Yes, where they are lacking. Again, we need to redesign the skills which should suit them. Then only they will be able to achieve that particular targets. And develop individual development plans. Surely we have to individually develop different competencies, skills for different students, and that plans we have to teachers have to do. And then implement IDPs and monitor results, adjust IDPs and coaching strategies as needed. If there is some gap analysis or they are falling short of something, then again we need to redesign that so that they should be able to attain that or they should be able to master that skills. And check in ideally every 2 weeks. It is written over there. I have just copied it from internet. I don't know whether 2 weeks is going to be the correct time. It depends upon teachers. Till whatever times they feel in this much time they should check it, should be able to finish the task. Teachers can set that time frame from their own sides. And adjust the plan as needed. And yes, if they are able to meet that competency, whatever has been assigned to them, then we can celebrate progress with individual kids so that no kid should feel left out. Yes, I am failure in this. And as we have given them tasks according to their own specific skills, everybody will feel yes, they have been able to, they were successful unto that. And now implementing this, it has been found that 70-20-10 model for learning design basically has been found to be very successful. 10% they learn from their classroom and formal education, 20% learning they get from coaching of their peers, and 70% they found by doing it, that application doing it. And yes, if they are able to do, they are able to perform the task by doing it, they remember more. And then we can stretch or give them more work to do that. That means by stretching goals so that they should be able to perform more. And it has been found in organizations, even all across the world, or maybe basically in USA the survey has been done. Yes, 70-20-10 model is applied. So they have reported that up to 75% reduction in their time spent on training. Means in 25% of the time they have been able to perform the same task which earlier they were needed 100% over there. And now create learning model. If we put that in the form of model, it goes like this. Here purpose I was not able to write because of the slide design. Here it should be purpose, here it should be results. The alignment means teachers has to align the task according to the students' abilities. And then assimilate whatever knowledge they have. That is only up to 10%. And if they apply that knowledge, they will basically reach up to 70% plus 20% over there. This is basically 3A learning model. 3A, it comes from align, assimilate, and apply. Okay. And this advantages of CB, participant achieve competencies required in the performance of their jobs. Surely they are given the task which they are good at, so automatically they will feel yes, they have done better. Participants build confidence as they succeed in mastering specific competencies. As they are able to achieve that target, surely they will feel mastery of that, and then they will be given assigned the further more tasks. And self-pacing, as it is self-pacing, students have to learn it on their own according to their time. And yes, the difference between CBE and traditional education goes like this. CBE is basically skill-based, and traditional education is based on contact hours, how much time they are in touch with us or maybe in contact with us. CBE is basically teachers' role is of coach that they will guide them rather than instruct them, which happens in traditional education. And CBE is self-paced and online. And in case of traditional education, it is a sitting time, how much time they sit in the class. Some of CBSE CBE matches with that. Competency-based education is not a new concept. This is my personal line. It is not I found it from any of the books. If it goes through the definition of education as said by Swami Vivekananda, it is a manifestation of perfection already existing in us. Basically, CB is also encouraging every individual every learner to go for those skills which they are good at. So competency-based education is based on that, but now we are understanding the utility of that definition in our education system. With this, I have come to the conclusion of this presentation. Thank you very much. Sorry if you found it was too short. I was. And if any one of you have anything to ask, you can ask. I will not be able to answer to you. Just please. Even if you have any doubts, any doubt or any queries, you can ask. I will try to answer.
So can you please explain this?
Which miss?
This one.
Miss, basically in US they are following this principle of this CBE, and there they have found that basically children learn 10% of their learning comes from classroom and formal setup, which we normally provide in schools. 20% they get from their coaching, means guidance from their parents or teachers, or maybe peers, their friends. And thus 70% basically when they do it. Display foreign countries, the developed countries are developed. Basically their education revolves around doing it. They learn by doing. In our case, we learn by theories. So that way you will find this is the means what to say they have experimented it on their schools and they have found it to be in this model they are getting this data across all the schools.
So excuse me, I think once again we can discuss on the points of difference between CBE and traditional method, right?
Yes.
I find it's more interesting. Skill based and based on
Based on
contact.
contact hour. And they say, even I'm not boasting it, but I have a degree from one MCSC, I've done it from Microsoft Certified System Engineer. It comprises of 12 papers. If you wish to give it that exam, you can give 12 papers in one day. And if you wish to give that 12 papers in 12 years, then also they allow. Because they don't believe that only you should pass the exam within a particular time frame. They believe when you have learned it, then basically you pass the exam so that you will be able to apply that in your real life.
So in your opinion, do you think it is possible for us within this 12 month?
No, miss. That's what I said. In the beginning, we teachers have to really harness the skills, and that is it's going to be expensive affairs. In our normal or traditional setup, I don't think we will be able to do that. Because even to find the attitude, knowledge, and skill of a particular kid, basically we again have to go to our B.Ed courses like Bloom's taxonomy and everything. And experiment wise, we have to find according to Guilford model of conduct, what are the basic skills. Then we have to have questionnaires like that. Then only we will be able to. And plus, our education system doesn't allow that. Somehow it asks you within that particular 1 year time frame, you need to know everything, and at least you should score 33 and more. Then only they will allow us. So somehow, unless and until our educational setup goes like this, it is not going to be feasible.
At least, like being a science teacher, I feel at least for certain chapters, for some chapters, we can try to follow the concept that not only passing, not
Yes.
only completing syllabus,
Yes. We need
learning is.
But ma'am, that's correct. But in case of ours, we go like this, whether your concepts are okay or not, but you have to sit in the exam and clear it. Just say even one thing, sorry further, but I personally have this notion that till class 9 we allow our students to pass with just getting 33. And suddenly in class 10 we expect all of them to score 90 plus.
Above 90.
I really feel CBSE is just bluffing them. I think from beginning.
The ratio of the students also inside this competency-based education.
That way, usually 60, 70 students is not possible to do that. And plus, even we also don't get that much extra time to find Bloom's taxonomy and apply on every individual children. And then we have to digitize it because we need to put it in computer so that tomorrow in next batch we don't again have to do the task again and again. So that way also it is somewhere.
Not only in our school, but practically if you see in other schools also, we see like all the teachers go on pushing on the syllabus. We just at the end the syllabus should be over. So how this CD could be
unless and until we get away from this tag of getting degrees,
Yeah.
we should focus more on education rather than degrees. That way, somehow our country is degree based rather than education based. Education says whatever you are good at, that you should pursue that. But degree says I have given you this syllabus, complete it or get the maximum mark, then only degree you get.
Because this system has been adopted from foreign countries and all, right?
Not only even what I have said, even Swami Vivekananda in that times he has written, it is a manifestation of perfection already existing in us. Basically, he was talking about this, what you are good at, only there you will succeed, rather than just following the syllabus. Display, they have talked about education, and here our education revolves around degrees. So that way we are lagging overall. Actually, in our country, we have more unemployed
We run for
persons.
degree, they run for skill.
That is the
That is the reason they are developing, that is still developing.
Yes. Basically, we are doing the work which we don't like because what our degree has asked us to do, that we are doing it. Instead of what I like, that I am not doing. I am doing the work what my degree asked me to do. That way also.
We conducted one class. I think only it is clear CBE or the full form CBE. And whatever points came from the points are there. He explained nicely. I think it is concept is clear now. So now on behalf of all the staff, teachers, I'd like to thank you very much, Mr. Assis.
Thank you for that. Thank you all of you.